Today, Baba is primarily talking about service. So, Baba says that we Brahmins are Shiv Shaktis. So, you see that when you hear the stories of Shiv Shaktis, so in Bharat, there are many legends about how when the world was under the attack of demons, then the Shaktis were created to remove that, what do you say, that fear and that environment that the demons had created and restore the world to peace and happiness. So Baba says, you are my creation, I am God, and you are the Shiv Shaktis that have been celebrated for so long. So whether you are in a male body, female body, doesn't matter. The soul is, Shakti. So the Baba says you are Shiv Shaktis and you have been created to restore this world to purity, peace and happiness. Now, you see, this whole study of Raj Yoga has 4 subjects. First is knowledge. We understand things. Then there is yoga. We remember Baba, purify ourselves. Then there is dharana, or that which you imbibe, and the lifestyle changes you make, or whatever you imbibe in your awareness and attitude, all that is part of dharana. So dharana includes remaining celibate and eating pure food cooked and served in Baba's remembrance. Dharana also includes studying every day, and dharana also includes being polite, being patient, being sweet, and observing the aspect of purity in all our actions. So all of these things are the subject of dharana. And then 4th subject of this study is service, or serving the souls in the world. Now, spiritual service. Now the thing is, when at this point of time, there are people who say that we don't have time. And why do we don't have time? Because all our time is going to thinking and discussing and doing a lot of wasteful work. Yes, if people didn't have time, then there wouldn't be so much of activity on social media. But it seems that people have too much time. But you see, we are getting busy in very many wasteful activities. That's why we feel we don't have time. But when you remove all the vices and waste through these 3 methods, by imbibing knowledge, through remembrance and through dharana, then you will have a lot of time. And then, Baba says that how do you engage your time and thought and energy? Because time, thought and energy is there, it's free, right? So everybody is getting 24 hours a day, and then there is such a capacity of thinking all day, and then you have energy in the body. So Baba has created this whole system of doing service, doing seva, so that you can create an account of punya karma by serving those who are spiritually depleted. And second is, it makes you busy, it is, you can be productively busy. So Baba says this is why you need to do service. And service could be very simple, just cooking and serving food in Baba's remembrance is also service. So service is basically an attitude. So when you when you do everything with the attitude of benefiting the others spiritually, you are not focusing on what you will get out of it, whether it is praise, credit, appreciation, or anything, or whether you are not thinking about whether what profit you will make. You are doing things with the attitude of giving benefit to somebody, and you are doing it in Baba's remembrance. That makes every action service. And then we are always talking. So in every we are interacting all day. So whenever you come into interaction, let your interaction be such that it makes the other person also receive a message about what Baba says. Yes, it could be very simple. For example, somebody is talking about, how this is my country and that is their country, and then they are doing this to us and we should do this to them. And there is a environment which is being created where it is us and them. And then you could just say that, ultimately we are all human beings, and then, we are children of one God. So we shouldn't, so I think that, we should not think about the other with such rage. Yes, maybe we should think on the lines of how to finish this confrontation than, amplify it and think about who will win. So it could be very small, it could be in any setting. But whatever Baba is teaching us, let us try to introduce that. It's not always possible to give direct introduction of Baba, but that can be done very subtly. If you're where you are sitting in your drawing room or anything, there's Baba's picture, or you are wearing Baba's dress and Baba's badge, then that also tells the other person that you are into something and you have something to say which is coming from that place. So that is enough. And then if your opinions they like, then they will definitely ask you where you get them from. So it is very important that in every interaction you are knowledgeful, you are thinking on the lines that Baba tells you to think on. And this is all service. So, whether you are sitting and just creating good wishes and good feelings for every soul in the world, you are in remembrance of Baba, drawing light and might from Baba, spreading it to the whole world, or you are speaking knowledgefully, or you are doing everything in Baba's remembrance, all that also counts as service. And then there is service that we do in the centers, like giving courses and classes and directly helping everybody recognize Baba and take power from Baba. So all this is service. And Baba says every child should busy themselves in service, should engage themselves in service, because service saves you from waste, and service also creates your account of punya karma, because you are introducing them to Baba, introducing them to knowledge, and knowledge and Baba's remembrance is the path through which they will receive peace and happiness. So this is why Baba says you are Shiv Shaktis. Your task is to serve everybody. Yes, and then Baba says that Baba also today talks about one very interesting thing, which is doubt. So Baba says if you have doubt, you are not motivated enough to serve. Now, I have been thinking about this doubt for some time now. In my experience, the first thing is self-doubt. So, if you have not been able to do something, then you doubt that it is possible. And then you don't have the courage to give that knowledge to someone else. Yes, so I will tell you one thing. So there was this one sister, and she told me that I want to, Didi, I'm available and I can give some course to somebody. And then I gave her a course, and then she would only talk about very superficial things. She would not talk about deep practices, maybe of remembering Baba, or considering yourself to be a soul. She would only talk about, letting go and talking to people nicely and stuff. So then I asked her one day, I asked her, it's been 10 days. Why are you not, giving serious knowledge to everybody? So that is what we are here for. So we have to tell everybody that you are a soul and this is Baba. And then she said, but nobody will believe it instantly. So I said, but how do you know? So then she kept quiet. And then I told her, you think that nobody will believe what you say because you don't believe it. And that's why you're not saying it. So you have to understand that if you perceive as you are, okay? So if you are soul conscious, you perceive the other person as a soul, and you give the knowledge that you are a soul with confidence, because you know that you are sitting in the experience that you are a soul. And if you are not practicing, if you have not come to that stage, then you will believe that the other person will not get it because you have not got it. Otherwise, how do you know what the other person will do or not do? So this self-doubt, this is a very big problem because of which we don't serve. So, maybe that soul, if you give that soul the knowledge that this is Baba and this Baba is the source of everything, every virtue, knowledge, power, and you just have to remember Baba. But if you yourself are not remembering Baba, you will not tell them every day to remember Baba. You see, the interesting thing is when Baba speaks the Murli, Baba is only saying, remember me. That's the most important thing. But when children speak, they are not talking about remembrance so much because they are not remembering Baba. So they don't understand what will happen if they remember Baba. And if you have experimented with what Baba says and you have tasted the experience of it, then that is what you will share with a lot of confidence. And you know that what Baba is saying is true. Otherwise, how will you share Baba's knowledge? Yes, so let me give you one very simple example. For example, you have not been able to overcome the consciousness of, this person follows this religion and my religion is different, and they belong to a different caste, different community, and I belong to a different community. You have not come to that place of soul consciousness. Then how do you believe that universal brotherhood is possible? You cannot give the knowledge to anybody that you are brother souls because that conviction is lacking. You have not been able to see everybody as a brother soul because you're not practicing seeing everybody as a soul. So these are things that we have to understand. Where there is doubt, you cannot serve. So first is self-doubt, and then, doubt in the knowledge. So, if you believe, if you have faith in 100% in every point of knowledge, I will tell you, Baba, if you have faith, Baba will give you a touching and you will be able to come up with a point which will hit the heart of the soul, and they will get it that yes, this is true. I'll tell you one thing. I was very new in Gyan, but I had full faith that whatever Baba says is right. And I had not thought about many points, but I had faith. So I remember when I was working in the office, and then somebody in the office said, you people are always talking about destruction, and you people are always, I think you people love destruction too much. And so I told him, I never said that to you, but okay, if you are saying it, let's discuss it. So, immediately a point struck me, which I had never thought about earlier. And I told him that, you people are creating departments where we are working on sustainability. So that means you are believing that everything is unsustainable. Why would you create a department for sustainable, growth or anything if you don't believe everything is unsustainable? And just tell me, how much have you made it sustainable? So your departments are not working, of course. So then everything is unsustainable, and that is exactly what we are saying, that slowly, gradually we are going towards collapse. And that fellow colleague, that he was very, he was very touched with that point, and then he took the course also. So Baba says that, you have to have conviction in what Baba says. Do you Are you on the same page with Baba when Baba says, this is the end of 5,000 years, and then we are sowing the seeds for a new civilization, a deity civilization, and then you will carry those sanskars and you will go there and rule. And if you don't have that conviction, how can you share that with anybody else? That's why we are not serving. You see, people are day in and day out, they are talking about what they believe in. So, even if somebody is very corrupt, you believe that's a good person, you are arguing your, you are exhausting your lungs and arguing that that person is a good person because you believe in that. So, Baba says, how will you not share what you believe in, whatever is your experience? But children don't serve, and I don't think service requires something extra. In my opinion, whatever is your experience, whatever you believe in, when you speak that, when you be that, that is service. Yes. So if you are in an embodiment of remembrance, you don't have to teach anybody to remember. They will know that you are doing something and they will want to learn because they can see that when you remember Baba, it is changing you in certain ways, and they would like to do that. So Baba says that be an embodiment, and when you don't experiment, you don't experience, then there is doubt. So the only method is experiment and experience. Yes, so we are hearing, we are listening to knowledge that you are a soul and you are peaceful and your original nature is peace. And once you don't think about anything else, you will be peaceful. So, just suspend your awareness of this body and this whole world, then you have the capacity to sit in absolute peace because your swadharma, your original religion is peace. So just try and experiment with this and feel and come to that experience that actually your religion is peace. Just like, water, you can boil it to any temperature, but once you leave it, don't boil it, it comes down to its original coolness, and water is originally cool. So Baba says similarly, you are originally cool, you are originally peaceful, but because of these thoughts based on body consciousness and these feelings, you are, right now very distant from that feeling of peace. But just sit in your sadharma, just see that you are a soul, you're not this body and you're not the matters of the body, and just suspend thinking about them for some time and come to the awareness that you're a soul and you can feel that peace. Just turn your attention to the one living beyond and sit in the awareness that Baba is the ocean of peace, love, purity, and just feel that, connect with Baba, and you will start feeling that that connection has changed you, the company has colored you. So Baba says, once you experiment, experience, you will be able to, focus on service, and you will have the interest to serve, and you will become serviceable. And then second thing, it also goes for purity. If you have not experimented with pure food and celibacy, then you don't know the power of it. And you will feel when you tell somebody, to be celibate or to leave impure food, then you will tell it with the vibration that, you will lose out on something, but it's okay. No, but that's not the vibration. Because if you have not imbibed it enough, you have not come to the place where you understand that purity makes you gain everything, it doesn't make you lose anything. So you have realized that purity makes your personality so enriched and divine. And then when you have experienced it, you will tell anybody to, be pure. And I remember there was this one sister, and she told me that, when I tell somebody about purity, I say it with a lot of caution, because people get very disturbed when they hear this. So I said, no, you don't say it with caution because you think that people get disturbed. How do you know? You don't know that person, you don't know their journey. So whatever you are thinking is coming from your inner place. So you are not able to speak about purity with conviction because you are not convinced that purity is all gain and no loss. Yes, because you are still feeling the loss of vices, because you have not gained the power of purity enough. But if you have come to that realization, you know that, you will never, as a well-wisher, you will never, refrain, or you will never hesitate from telling something that is good for somebody, but you have to be convinced that this is good for you. And if you are not convinced internally, you will hesitate in saying it. Yes, so in the center, anybody comes, we say, be pure, eat pure food, remember Baba, everything will be fine. And whether they understand it the first day or not, doesn't matter, but they will understand it eventually, because we know that's the only solution. So Baba says that this is this service we all have to do. And service, whenever you take the service from Baba and you purify yourself, you become a yogi, then you are benefiting, and then everybody else will benefit from that. And then Baba today says that there are many children who are caught up in many different vices. One of them is jealousy. Are you jealous of anybody? So, if you're jealous of somebody, then you will always keep, your intellect is connected with that soul, always, right? You are not concerned about what you are doing, what you are getting, but you are always concerned about that one. So, doesn't matter. So, a very simple story about jealousy is, there were two friends, and then they were jealous of each other. And then God came and he said, I will grant you one boon, two boons, okay? So two blessings I'll give you. So just ask and I will grant it to you. Then the friend said, that I want this for myself, okay? So he asked for something to have himself. And the second blessing, he said, take this away from my friend. So he wasted one blessing on the friend because he is not, so he's more interested in he not having it rather than his having it. So he wasted one blessing on making sure that the friend has less than him. So this is a very good example of how jealousy works. And you are not thinking about your own growth, own development, but you're always thinking about whether the other person is receiving less than you or more than you. Yes, and have you seen jealous business people? They will, so if there are two shops, one in front of the other, so this person will not focus on his own business. They will keep seeing what's happening in the other shop. So if there are too many customers there, then his heart sinks and he's not able to do his own business. So this is what jealousy does. And Baba says, we children have to be very wary of jealousy. So no scope for jealousy. You have to understand that my fortune will be created by my following Srimad. I will not create my fortune by diminishing somebody else's fortune. And I don't have the capacity to do that. If somebody is making their effort, they will receive that fortune. And however jealous I am, I cannot steal somebody's fortune. Do you understand this? Yes, because people think that if you think too much negative about somebody, then something negative will happen to them. Yes, and then they invest all their life thinking negative about somebody. But it doesn't work like that. If that soul is not receiving your negativity, they are engaging their mind, body, and time and energy into creating a good life for themselves, your negativity is only going to affect you. So Baba says, don't go into jealousy and just ask yourself every day, what have I done today? What is the service that I did today? Because this spiritual service is going to create the account of punya karma that will give you a very good position in the new world. So Baba says that this is jealousy. And then second thing is looking at other people's defects and spoiling your head. So, just always getting irritated by seeing somebody's defects. Now, you see, when you are, your mind, your thought, your time is a very big resource in the confluence age. And then, if you are focusing on somebody's defects and spoiling your heart every time, then just think about how much that's going to affect your stage and your capacity to serve. Yes, I remember there was this one brother and he said, my son lies all the time. Okay, and I hate lies and I get very irritated. So I said, for how long have you been hating his lies? So I said, my son is 10 years old, so for 10 years. So I said, okay, and then what has it done to the son? Has he stopped lying? So I said, no. So I said, what has it done to you? So I said, I hate my son. So I said, just think about it. You couldn't do anything for him. He's just, being the person he wants to be, chooses to be. But think about what you have done to yourself. You cannot even have good wishes for your own son. Your capacity to have good wishes is so reduced. So Baba says, and anybody having any defect, because it's a pattern, it's a sanskar, they will keep doing it. And if you have the sanskar of looking at the defect and getting irritated, then you will get irritated all day. So Baba says, don't do that. Yes, and focus on your service. If nothing, just sit in Baba's remembrance and allow those vibrations to flow in the world. Don't focus on these things. And then Baba says, many children have ego, and everybody has ego, but some have more than others. And then what happens is, these children, they will never accept that, they need to work on something on their, in themselves. They will always keep blaming. So, and if you point that out to them, then they will just become, very upset with you and angry and become a traitor, and then they start defaming you. So all of this happens. So Baba says that you don't have to have that much ego. So work on your ego, because if you have ego, then you will never feel that you need to do something for your own growth and improvement. You will always keep thinking about, you will get angry with correction. You will not understand that I have to correct myself. And Baba says, always remember this slogan: whatever others see me do, they will do the same. Yes, so you are not just a Brahmin, you are creating a Brahmin culture also. Yes, so if as a Brahmin you are doing something, then you are setting the example for somebody else who you will serve and make a Brahmin tomorrow. So if you do not remove your defects, if you do something, then they will also do that, and they will never realize that this is not Srimat. This is not what, and this has become a truth in the Brahmin family, that if if out of jealousy somebody is defaming somebody and that someone is in a position of power, then what are the other children learning? The other children are learning that this is okay to do. Yes, although Baba will say, don't look at anybody's defects or don't defame anybody. And Baba says, whether that's true or false, even if somebody is doing something wrong, you don't have the right to spread that news everywhere, because that's wrong on your part. But if somebody is doing it and you see a 20-year-old Brahmin doing it, then what do you learn? You learn that it's okay to do it. So Baba says that is why always keep this in mind, that you are not the one who is just choosing your own action. You are also setting an example. Yes, and when you set the wrong example, the onus is on you. So don't engage in these kinds of actions. And you see, this whole institution that Baba has created, this has to be carried forward by us. And if we don't become good examples, then the ones coming after us will learn that, this is how, BKs think and speak and act, and this is how BK life is led. But that's not true. So we have to understand that, just like, Brahma Baba and Mama and Dadis, we have to keep up the discipline that Baba has taught us. And Brahma Baba taught from his own example that even if somebody is abusing him, he never gave it back, If somebody defamed Brahma Baba said, he doesn't know he's my child. I know I'm the father. So I won't do the same to him. And Baba says, if you do this thing, that somebody defames you, you defame them back, then you are setting the example that this is what Brahmins do. So you have to understand that the implication of any action is very huge. Yes, so and I will tell you one thing, if you become a bad example, you actually become a source of disservice for many. Because many children, they get very upset seeing that, is this what Brahmins do? So that account becomes very huge. So Baba says, even if somebody else is doing it, you don't do it. You don't think about what other people are doing wrong in the family. You don't think about how to correct them. You just do the right thing. You listen to the Murli, you understand what Baba wants you to do, and you do it. Baba says, don't think about anybody's weakness, you don't think it. Don't discuss, you don't discuss. Don't be jealous, you don't be jealous. And just when you do that, you will become a good example. Okay? Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I have experienced that when we start doing seva, wherever we are, our attitude is changed. But sometimes the people we are with, their attitude is about us is the same old one. That's why in the starting period they react and they comment and they judge us. But when we don't stop doing seva and we don't change our attitude,
correct,
they shift. Their attitude shifts.
Correct.
And whether they listen it with attention or not, but something goes into their mind.
True. And of course, but the important point that you're emphasizing is, you don't change your attitude because of their attitude. So you have to be yourself, and then anybody who is constant will prevail. So if you are constant in your pure attitude, in your peace, in your loveful nature, then that will make an impact. Yes, that's absolutely true. Okay, thank you. Om Shanti. Yes, Sivan.
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Today's session, as you said, we also to our best sister. Here, people like South Indian food, so I make use of that chance. Whenever I cook with Baba's remembrance and share it with all my friends,
Yes.
and I keep talking about how to be a vegetarian because we used to eat 20 years back before coming to Dhyan only. For some reason, all of a sudden we stopped.
Yes.
For health reason, we can say, or we didn't like them whatever we get it here, so or I didn't know how to prepare it.
Okay.
So we stopped 20 years back, and people keep saying that, oh, you need protein, this
Yes.
and that, and then I say, okay, horse doesn't eat meat, elephant
Yes.
doesn't eat meat,
Yes.
meat to get protein. So we
Correct.
have everything if you eat whole food, definitely.
Yes.
But people are having challenge to stop eating meat. That is the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, but when you cook in Baba's remembrance and serve them and they taste it, at least they know that this feels good, tastes good, it is good. And yes, and it takes some courage to break a habit. So it will take time, but this is a very good way of serving. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Om Shanti. Anybody else wants to share anything? No. Let's thank Baba for some time. Om Shanti ji. Yes.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Whatever we should, even if we are not directly engaged in service, but while we are doing whatever household work, we should remain in remembrance of Baba.
Yes, yes. That's also serving. Serving with your vibrations and thought, that's also service. Okay. Thank you, Om Shanti. Let's thank Baba for some time. I sit in the awareness that I am a soul and my religion is peace. This world is a world of sound. I gently withdraw my attention from the world of sound and turn it inwards. And there I am, a being of light, a being of peace. I am a still, stable, star of peace. Just sit with these thoughts for some time.